Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So this is the third clearing in the little series that I'm doing called Withdrawing Consent. All right, so we're withdrawing consent that we may have given throughout our lifetime without knowing it, basically. All those forms we've signed and agreed to without understanding the legal language, all the movies and shows we've watched with the lower energy considers that consent when they show you what they're doing and we get entertained by it, or we think we're just there for entertainment, but apparently they're using that as consent. Maybe that if that's true, then we're clearing that. Okay. So this one today is for self-abandonment, shame, and unworthiness. We've already done, so you can find these two other clearings in the playlist that I will pop up right here at the end of this video. We've already done hidden agreements, media influence, and unconscious participation. And then we've also done fear, control, and survival conditioning. If you've done those two or just one, how are you feeling? Are you feeling any clearing at all? Are you feeling calmer, any more peace that maybe you're not sure where that's coming from? Have you felt maybe a little anxiety because the space that's clearing in you needs to fill with something else, and so you want to be careful about what you're filling that with. So let us know how these have been treating you, basically. Okay. And what I find really fascinating is the timing of this, and I've mentioned this in the previous two, is Steve Judd, who's an astrologer. I will post the link below that I listened to this episode of him talking about this. That May 17th to the 19th, so today is the 16th that I'm recording this, 2026, it brings the first Mercury-Uranus conjunction in Gemini in about 77 years. He said this is a big deal because, and he was talking about how positive it can be, which is awesome. So he described this time period, the 17th through the 19th. And again, just like retrograde, Mercury retrograde, I have a feeling the energy picks up before the 17th to the 19th and then fizzles out after it. So I think that energy is here, is what I'm saying. That's just my guess though. So he describes this as breakthrough energy that we haven't seen in 77 years. So that's exciting. Connected to consciousness expansion. So what we're doing by doing these clearings right now is allowing us to get rid of the stuff that we've consented to unconsciously so that we can expand our consciousness even more. All right. So yeah, so he called this breakthrough energy connected to consciousness expansion, emotional and spiritual activation, major change points, new awareness, and the beginning of something new. So by us, I just think it's fascinating that we're doing this withdrawal consents right now to remove all of that so that we can invite the new in that we consciously consent to. So that's really what this is about. We're getting rid of all those things that we unconsciously consented to so that, and we're saying we only accept into our energy fields and our bodies and our spirits, we will only accept what we consciously agree to going forward. All right. So that's part of these clearings as well. Okay. So I have a little thing to read here. Just so you know, these are inspired by the work of Andrew Bartzis. Thanks to a member of our community, Betsy, for letting me know about him. He does what's called revocations. And so I'm calling them withdrawing consent. He calls them revocations. So that's basically, they're revoking, your consent. So throughout life, again, this one's about self-abandonment, shame, and unworthiness. Throughout life, we may unknowingly abandon ourselves in order to keep peace. Anybody do that? Avoid rejection. Anybody do that? Abandon yourself to keep the peace. Survive emotionally, fit in, avoid conflict, please others, or gain approval. We may ignore our intuition, suppress our truth, shrink ourselves, overwork, tie our worth to productivity, fear not having enough, or carry shame and unworthiness that were never truly ours. This declaration is designed to help bring any unconscious agreements into awareness so that we can be consciously reviewed, so they can be consciously reviewed and released. The purpose is to help us consciously withdraw consent from shame, self-abandonment, scarcity, unworthiness, emotional suppression, and inherited beliefs that keep us disconnected from our value, truth, intuition, balance, and free will. This includes people-pleasing, fear of rejection, scarcity conditioning, guilt around rest or receiving, productivity-based worth, emotional suppression, and any future unconscious agreements that disconnect us from ourselves. Okay, so we talked about the astrology. So because this energy of the astrology is connected to awakening, emotional clarity, and deeper self-awareness, this is the perfect time for us to release shame, scarcity, self-abandonment, emotional suppression, fear of rejection, and inherited beliefs that disconnect us from our worth, intuition, balance, self-respect, and inner peace. Okay, so this is the withdrawing of consent that I'm going to read right now. You can, first of all, I have it in the description. You can go ahead and read it with me out loud. You could pause me as I'm reading it and just read it out loud for yourself. And then you can join us for the clearing. Or just read along, or just listen. Either way. Okay, but it is in the description. You can also cut, clear, and cancel something that I say. If it doesn't sit right with you, please do. And you can add anything else you want to withdraw consent from at this time. So feel free to add something that works for you. Okay? So on behalf of this community, I withdraw our consent from all agreements rooted in shame, fear, guilt, unworthiness, scarcity, self-abandonment, emotional suppression, or the belief that we must betray ourselves in order to survive, belong, succeed, or be loved. We withdraw consent from all agreements that have taught us we must stay quiet to keep peace, our needs do not matter, we must shrink ourselves to survive, our worth depends on productivity, rest must be earned, there is never enough, struggle defines our value, we should ignore our intuition, we should abandon ourselves to avoid rejection. We do not consent to any system, relationship, belief structure, cultural conditioning, or emotional pattern that disconnects us from self-respect, intuition, emotional truth, healthy boundaries, rest, balance, and self-worth. We withdraw consent from all emotional attachments created through shame, fear, guilt, scarcity, emotional manipulation, self-rejection, and chronic survival thinking. We also withdraw consent from any future unconscious agreements rooted in fear of rejection, fear of lack, emotional suppression, self-abandonment, guilt, overwork, or unworthiness unless consciously chosen with full awareness and free will. No future pressure, emotional conditioning, authority structure, social expectation, scarcity messaging, or fear-based belief carries authority within our lives or energy field unless it is consciously reviewed, fully understood, intentionally accepted, and aligned with our values, free will, discernment, and for the highest good. We claim self-respect, emotional truth, healthy boundaries, intuition, rest, peace, balance, self-worth, and trust in ourselves. We release all inherited shame, fear, guilt, scarcity, and unworthiness that no longer belongs to us. From this moment forward, we choose to live from truth, balance, peace, self-respect, conscious choice, and free will. And so it is. Okay, so I'm going to say the prayer, and we're going to chat with the lead team real quick. Okay, so I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the lead team collective, and only those of the highest and purest light, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, the lead team collective, and our community, so it is all of the highest and purest light. Amen. Okay, lead team, hello. And to my team, hello to my team as well. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. So I'm going to do the law of challenge real quick. So in the name of Christ, are you of the highest and purest light? Yes, thank you. In the name of Christ, are you of the highest and purest light? Yes. In the name of Christ, are you of the highest and purest light? Awesome. Yes. Okay, very good. Okay, lead team, on behalf of this community, we ask for gentle support as these emotional patterns, shame responses, and self-abandonment behaviors are released. May our nervous systems feel safe enough to rest. May our hearts feel safe enough to receive. May our bodies feel supported. May emotional heaviness, shame, guilt, fear, and unworthiness leave gently and completely. Help us reconnect with our intuition, emotional support, self-respect, inner peace, and sense of enoughness. Lead Team Collective, we ask that anything standing in the way of these desired outcomes be cleared for the highest good. And so it is. All right. Lead Team, can you please do that clearing for us? Thank you. Okay, I'll let you know when it's done, so just sit back and relax, okay? Hopefully, I hear the dryer on, so I apologize if it goes off. It'll it'll sing a little bit, so. All right, let's go ahead and do the clearing. 1, 2, 3. Is there another layer? Yes. Okay, layer number 2, please. One, 2, 3. Is there another layer? Layer number 3. One, 2, 3. Layer number, is there another layer? There is not. Oh, wow. Cool. Very cool. All right. Thank you so much, lead team. Really appreciate all your support and partnering with us. Yep. Cool. All right, you guys. So I'm going to make this quick today. Usually I've been doing a little chat at the end. But we're just taking a little drive. It's Saturday, so we're taking a little drive today. I'm going to go to a crystal shop that I don't get to very often because it's probably, I don't know, it'll probably take us an hour to get there and see what they've got. They have a lot of rough stones, which I'm kind of interested. I want to get something bigger, but they're quite expensive. But they tend to, I don't know, their pricing tends to be a little different than like a gift store because it is literally just rocks. So, but I would like something. Right now I'm into buying orbs, so round. I really like flat palm stones. I would like to get a flat palm tiger's eye because that's the stone that the lead team has recommended for us for this month. So I'm looking for one of those. But I want to get, I don't have any large spheres like that. I've got a couple small ones. I have one right there. Right there. I have a feeling that's just glass though. I don't know. It's supposed to be a crystal ball, but I don't know. Because, I didn't pay that much for it, so I highly doubt it is, but so yeah, and I ate out of, so you guys, some of you know I've been pressure canning and I love it so much. I cannot believe how much I love it. It's just so cool to have stuff already cooked in a meal, like a really healthy meal ready to go on the shelf with protein. And I mean, it's just amazing to me. Anyways, but yesterday was the first time I actually cracked one open that's been sitting on the shelf for like 3 weeks. So, because one, I wanted to test the way that I had pressure canned the hamburger to make sure the beef, ground beef, to make sure that we liked the texture of it. Because sometimes people say some people rinse their meat off before they pressure can it, like they rinse it under the sink, get all the oil off. And I'm like, I don't want to get all the fat off. That's really good for your brain. And so I didn't want to get the fat off. So I was like, well, I'm going to pressure cook it with, like a little bit of the fat. And so I wasn't sure what the texture, we didn't know. So anyways, I have to admit the first time I was like, okay, because you get scared, like you're like, I don't know, should I eat this? Am I going to get botulism? Cut, clear, cancel. This whole thing of botulism. So anyways, I was like, does it look good? Does it smell good? And does it taste good? Like if you taste, And so I did my first one last night. My husband would not eat it. So he wanted to see if I got sick. I'm like, okay. Anyways, I ate the whole thing. It was just a little pint of beef. It was delicious. Anyway, so fine, I'm fine. So this morning I cracked open because I wanted to make sure the sausage that I cooked in there, the texture that we both like the texture, and we had that for breakfast today. So far so good. That means I'm doing it correctly. That's good. But if you ever get symptoms, you just have to go to the hospital right away. Cut, clear, cancel. That is not going to be the case. So obviously, if you open a jar and it's got anything fuzzy in there, don't eat it, or if it smells, I'm assuming it's going to smell gross. Although AI tells me that you can't smell botulism, which is fine, but you can, if it's got some kind of bacteria in there, it will start getting something funky and it's going to smell gross. So if it's sitting on the shelf long enough, but anywho, that's what I'm up to today. What are you up to today? I talked to Lob this morning, and I will give you guys updates going forward now. But some of you do know, some of you don't know. But Lob, who is a member, obviously, of our community, who facilitates the chats, he's very open for me sharing. I've shared this before. And he is very open to me sharing his process and his progress. But he is in the process of getting a liver transplant. So that's a big deal. It has been kind of maybe like, I want to say 12 months, maybe 9, 10 months in the works. He had to get himself super healthy in order to get on the list. And he has done that. Good job, Lob. I mean, all the things. You know how you have to get rid of all the things, the nicotine, the no alcohol, none, no sweet, like really little, all the things. And he has done that. So he did everything they asked him to do. He went for his appointment. In fact, his score that, it started at 29. It's called a MELD score, and that's really, really bad. First, if you have a MELD score of my sister, I think she told me it was like 5 or 6. Most people with normal liver function have a MELD score of like 5 or 6. I could be wrong about that, but something like that. His was 29. His was like you were on the top of the liver transplant list. But he needed to do some things in order for them to approve him to be on the list. Okay. So he's been taking things like to get rid of toxins out of his body. There's medicines you can take to get toxins out of your body if your liver's not doing it for you. So he's been doing this for like 9, 10, 11 months. And it's been a lot, because he has to go to the bathroom all the time. And it's like getting rid of the fluids and all this kind of stuff. So, and he's had such an amazing attitude through it all. It's just been, and it's not easy. It hasn't been easy, So, his MELD score went from 29 to 24 as he was healing himself. Now he just went for his last, they just had an appointment on Thursday, so a couple days ago, and it was 19. We were kind of hoping that it would just be like, it would just heal, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So, because livers can regenerate themselves, but I think the doctors think this is not going to happen. So there's a very, very, very good chance that they're going to get the call next Thursday and he'll be on the liver transplant list. So, I will keep you posted as to how that goes. He said feel free to chat about it. So I'm giving you guys an update. So please send, all your positive energy his way and to the family's way. My sister Marcia is his mom, Jared, who works with us too here in the community, his brother, they live together, and his dad, Oli, who sometimes pops into the chat, I understand. I didn't know he popped into the chat. That's so funny. But he's usually the first person to give us a smiley face on our video and let the video run and hype us. So that's kind of cool. It's a whole family affair. So yeah, please send positive energy to all of them to make it over this last hump of this health recovery process. And Lob was so excited this morning because he's like, the doctor said afterwards, after he's fully healed, that he can do anything, like anything. And he was so excited about that. Feels like a new lease on life. And he's like, I can get tattoos. I can do this. He kept like saying, I can do that. And she's like, yes, yes, yes. So he feels very, very confident in this doctor. Apparently, she's one of the top for liver transplants. So very cool. Yeah. So we're very excited to put an end to this chapter. But we've got, we've got to obviously get the liver, which is always sad, right? Obviously, you're getting a liver from somebody who hasn't passed yet. So that's kind of freaky, to be honest. What do you think about that, Lob? Right? I mean, you got to think about it, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know how he feels about that. But it is what it is. So someone's going to be transitioning out of the earth in order for Lob to stay on it a little bit longer. So thank you to that person, whoever that is. Because their time, they've probably already knew this was going to happen and part of their life plan anyway. So thank you for them for donating. So anybody who's not a donator, please consider. It's on my license to donate my organs. So anyway, because you could, be helping somebody like our family if you do that. So all right, you guys, have an amazing one. I hope these clearings are helpful for you. They're not going super far in terms of the algorithm, just fine. I see the one I did yesterday is picking up a little bit. It's probably because you kind of have to be in the mood to sit down and do a clearing rather than just listening. Because I know some of you probably listen when you're like cleaning up the kitchen or, and you're like, well, I'm not going to do a clearing right now. Excuse me. So it probably doesn't move that quickly in the beginning, but that's fine. I'm happy to do these, one for myself for sure. It's forcing me to get them done. And I really want to withdraw these consents and see how it helps me ascend, basically. Anything that can get in our way of ascension, why not? You know what I mean? And utilize this energy right now that Steve Judd talks about, astrologer Steve Judd is talking about. That's occurring right now for the first time in 77 years. That's very positive energy. So let's take advantage of it. So, all right. Okay, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. We are doing right now the playlist for the withdrawal consents are going to pop up right here. I will also put the energy clearing playlist right here. You can go ahead and bookmark both of those if you ever want to look through the other energy clearings. We also do energy clearings in the Spirit Circle as well, once a week on Mondays. So if you want a regular one, join us in the Spirit Circle. It's the membership for the channel. So tomorrow we're going to be withdrawing consent from unhealthy family and relationship patterns that have been passed down through the generations. All right. But that will always be in the playlist, just like the rest of these. You can do them as often as you want. I just wouldn't recommend doing more than one a day. So, okay. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.